When I was a kid, our neighbors next door to us had a side door that faced our house. And this side door was super, super sweet to me. It had a tiny little porch built off of it, and that porch, when you stepped on it, had a very unique sound. The side door was always open. Mostly when it was closed, it was unlocked. And that side door had a screen door on it that was the kind of screen door, and mostly because the house was darker than the outside light, it was that kind of screen door that you couldn't see through until you got right up close. And once you got right up close, you couldn't help but experience this incredible mix of the smell of drier sheets and baking cookies. And every time when I got up close to that door, I could not help but go in. And every time I went into that home for most of the first 17 years of my life, when I stepped inside Dawn and Barbara's house, I got to step into sort of a different version of myself. My senses were a little bit different. What I noticed around me was different. What I found as important in my experience in their home was a little different than my everyday life. Whether I was laying on the floor, on the shag carpet, eating jelly beans out of their crystal dish, or sitting in the kitchen and listening to Barbara cook while I watched the finches in their little wooden cage in their kitchen. Side doors are really important. And really, what are they? Side doors are unlocked. They're very personal. They're very informal. Side doors are for friends. Side doors are for the people in the club. It's very accessible and very welcoming. I went in and out of that side door for many, many years. Now, let's talk about front doors. Front doors are like the genetic opposite of side doors. They're super formal. They're most often very solid. You have to knock, and in fact, sometimes they have a 17-pound knocker installed on them just to tell you, you better knock. It's a place where people come to sell you things. It's the place where you have your address so the EMS can find you. It's the place that your friends get dressed up and come visit you on invite. And when you're at a front door, you dare not cross the threshold without the universally recognizable signal of, come on in. And once you cross that threshold, you know you're in somebody else's home. I really love this metaphor of a side door as a way of thinking about an access point into your own genius. An access point into the way that you do your work, into the thing that when you step into the time to do your work and you look out at the landscape of your work and you identify what is important for me to pay attention to in this moment. That little side door we use to step into not just doing the work, but how we do it in a way that is uniquely ours.